$12.50. That is how much two brothers spent on an espresso machine in 1992 to start a coffee company in Grants Pass, Oregon. 33 years later, that company is worth $12 billion, and it just packed up and left Oregon for Arizona. Dutch Brothers, Oregon's second most valuable company, is gone. And here is the part that should seriously concern every business owner still in Oregon. Dutch Brothers is not alone. Other companies are leaving, and the ones that remain are watching very carefully. Drop a comment. Do you live in Oregon? Have you noticed businesses disappearing around you? I want to hear what you're seeing on the ground. Now let me take you back to where this story truly begins. Because this isn't just about one coffee company. It's about the slow erosion of an entire state's business environment. February 12, 1992. Two brothers, Dane and Travis Boersma, scraped together $12.50. They bought an espresso machine and set up a 200-square-foot pushcart in Grants Pass, Oregon. They were third-generation dairy farmers. Their family farm had struggled. They knew more about cows than coffee, but they served espresso anyway. By 1994, they opened their first drive-thru location. That same year, they awarded their first franchise. Then tragedy struck. Dane Boersma was diagnosed with ALS. When he passed away in 2009, Dutch Brothers had grown to 135 coffee stands across 7 states. Travis kept going. He appeared on Undercover Boss in 2013. In 2017, the company stopped franchising to focus entirely on company-owned locations. September 15, 2021 marked a turning point. Dutch Brothers went public on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol BROS. Shares were priced at $23 and opened at $32.50, a 59% jump in a single day. The IPO raised $556.8 million and valued the company at more than $5 billion. Travis Boersma became Oregon's newest billionaire. Oregon had just watched a $12.50 pushcarts turn into a multi-billion-dollar empire. And then Oregon watched that empire leave. Until you hear what happened next. January 17, 2024. Dutch Brothers announces plans to relocate roughly 40% of its support staff to Arizona by January 1, 2025. July 2024. The company signed a 10-year lease for 136,426 square feet at Liberty Center at Rio Salado in Tempe. It became the largest office lease in the entire Phoenix metro area that year. Dutch Brothers takes over the former Carvana headquarters. Inside, they build a pickleball court, an arcade for coffee bars, and dedicated training facilities. The total relocation investment reaches approximately $41 million. September 2024. Dutch Brothers donates its former Grants Pass headquarters building to the Oregon Center for Creative Learning. You do not donate your headquarters if you plan on coming back. June 11, 2025. The Portland Business Journal confirms the move is complete. Dutch Brothers sends an internal email stating, "With these changes, the Phoenix office will become our official headquarters." That was it. A $12.50 Oregon success story, now officially an Arizona company. If this is making you realize something bigger is happening, subscribe, because I'm about to show you exactly why this keeps happening. Now let me show you the math, because this is where it gets brutal for Oregon. Oregon's corporate income tax rate ranges from 6% to 6%. But that is only the starting point. Oregon also charges a 57% corporate activity tax on gross revenues exceeding $1 million. That is a tax on total revenue, not profit revenue. Oregon is one of only 2 states in America that combines both taxes. Now, add Portland metro area taxes on top of that. Business license taxes, local levies. Arizona's flat personal income tax rate is 5%, the lowest in the nation. If you are a highly paid executive at Dutch Brothers, you effectively received a substantial raise just by moving to Arizona. Not because the company paid you more, but because the state takes far less. The numbers do not lie. And here is where it gets even worse for Oregon. Oregon's CNBC ranking for top states for business collapsed from 21st in 2023 to 39th in 2025. That is an 18-place drop in just 2 years. Arizona, by contrast, held steady at 12th place. The Tax Foundation ranks Oregon 49th in the nation for corporate taxes. Only one state ranks worse. Oregon's overall tax competitiveness fell from 7th in 2019 to 35th in 2025. That is a 28-place collapse in 6 years. A January 2025 University of Oregon study found that 68% of Oregon businesses contacted by out-of-state recruiters eventually expanded or relocated outside Oregon. During that same period, Oregon's effective business tax burden increased by 33% between 2019 and 2023. Oregon is not just losing companies. Oregon is pushing them out. Share this with someone who owns a business in Oregon. They need to see what is really happening. Dutch Brothers is not alone. Let me show you the pattern. Tektronix, once Oregon's largest employer, was founded in 1946. The company built oscilloscopes, helped create Oregon's technology industry, and remained an Oregon institution for nearly 80 years. They announced Oregon's business tax burden has increased by 33% since 2019. 68% of Oregon businesses contacted by out-of-state recruiters eventually either moved or expanded elsewhere. Those numbers tell a story, and it's not one Oregon should be proud of. The Dutch Brothers story began with two brothers, a pushcart, and $12.50. They built something extraordinary. They created jobs. They created wealth. They created an Oregon icon. And yet, Oregon made staying too expensive, too difficult, and too complicated. The roasting facility remains in Grants Pass. Some offices are still open. 155 Oregon locations continue to serve coffee. Travis Boersma still lives there. But the strategic future of Dutch Brothers is now being planned from Tempe, Arizona. The high-wage headquarters jobs have moved. Executive compensation that would have been taxed in Oregon is now taxed at just 5% in Arizona. Every company still operating in Oregon watched this unfold. They watched Dutch Brothers leave. They watched Tektronix depart. They witnessed Intel layoffs. They saw Wells Fargo close offices. And now they're doing their own math. Oregon can pretend this isn't happening. Oregon can blame companies for wanting to keep more of what they earn. Oregon can claim taxes don't matter. But the numbers don't lie. 39th in business rankings, 49th in corporate taxes, 68% of recruited businesses eventually leaving. Companies aren't leaving Oregon because Arizona has better weather. Companies are leaving because Oregon made the rational economic choice. Dutch Brothers proved that you can build a $12 billion company starting with $12.50. They also proved that even a $12 billion company will leave if staying becomes too expensive. The real question isn't whether more Oregon companies will leave. The question is how many more have to leave before something changes. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.